Right, good morning. It is a beautiful sunny morning here in Port Elliot, South Australia on the 30th of April 2021. It is a Friday, and so looking forward to the weekend. But we're here for today's card reading. So for Friday, the 30th of April, this is what we're going to get. And it's these cards, and I'm hoping my camera lasts. There's some sort of glitch. I still haven't been able to source what it's doing, why. So, and I have swapped cameras around, so I don't know the problem. Now, what we've got. Oops, I unsettled that, shaking the table a little bit. What we've got is the lily in the home space, or we've got the garden in the workspace, so that's a good balance. Up here in the unexpected, we've got the stork card. Here in our role, we have the young male card. And here in the center or the outcome, we've got the mice. I'm just getting my notifications through on the iPad, so I'll close that. Right, so here we go for the reading. Getting straight into it because we are, no, I don't know what that is. I am needing to head off straight away afterwards. So the lily is about that reflection. I'm pretty sure we had lilies in this space yesterday. Oops, sorry, I've just got something popped up on my phone as well, which is a bit annoying. So yesterday we had the lilies in, what position did we have them in? That was in the home in our role. So for today, being in our home space, it really is about lightening and brightening, bringing in all that is that who we are, from the ancestry and stuff like that, because most of the time we do have things that are from our relatives, from those even who've passed. It's the memories that we hold. Good morning, Veronica. Lovely to see you here. And we've got Kylie. And you've shared. Thank you so much. It is lovely to actually share what we learn, what we see, our experiences, which is what I'm doing. Good morning, Tracy and Shaz. And we've got Stephen here. Good morning. So it is all that we are as who we are, all that we are. We do bring into our home space because it's the most comfortable. It's the place and space most of us actually create to be that safe space, that we know for ourselves is where we want to go. I know that's not for everyone, that situations in some people's lives are completely different to that. But for in general, the majority of us, it is what we do, how we create our home space is as that safe space. If you can't, do feel into creating that inner space of you that's going to be that safe space. It's the only place we actually have some control over 100%, absolutely. And even then we doubt whether we do, but we do. It can be difficult, and that's why I think when we sit to reflect, when we can actually create that space, that we allow ourselves to reflect and feel into what is us, who is us. Sometimes it can be easy, sometimes it's not. So it is about spending time to do that. So in your times, any time that you can today, have those moments where you are actually able to feel into who you are, what you are, what your beliefs are. A bit of a self-analysis, but being loving and gentle on yourself, not critical and judgmental, because it's not what it's about. It's actually about being the natural you. The lilies didn't get any help from anywhere else besides being them to grow. The same as we move into our park. This is what you can see, the complete difference of a manufactured scene, but it's still using all those elements of what is the natural. You can see the trees that grow themselves, the plants that grow themselves, the water that flows, it filters, all the rest of it. I mean, this is a fountain, but water itself exists. It's part of what is our environment. So even though there's the stained glass in the background of this one, it's just reflecting that naturalness of what the lilies are, how they got to be there. And that's reflective of you. So be you, and then move that into what realms you work in within your workspace. So bringing that into this space, home is a private space, work is a public space. So that's where we find that balance in between of how much of us we're wanting to display in our public space, out in the workspace, contribute as us in our workspace. It's only each and every one of us as individuals that can actually gauge that, can actually know what level of involvement we want to have in our work, what level of dedication or effort, all of that. I think this card is actually indicating, look at how beautiful this is. It must have taken a lot of work. So, what gauge do you want to use? Do you want to be that end result of an absolutely beautiful park where welcoming every person to walk through and appreciate the work, appreciate the beauty, feel at peace within this park? Or do you want it to be bedraggled and just grass? That it feels to me like that's what we're being guided to today, is to have a look at the inner us as to how much we're wanting to share that out into the public and our workspace. Good morning, Kirsten. Lovely to see you here this morning too. So once we're moving and balancing in between those two, because it's how it's done, we've got the stork actually popping in that unexpected space, and it is about change. So I think with that feeling of creating a balance or gauging for ourselves how much of us we want in our work, vice versa, that type of thing, bringing the work home to do at home. Do you really want to? It's all of that sort of balance. It's finding that sweet spot that's in, those unexpected moments where we're going to need to find a sweet spot to, what change do we want to make? Is there change that we want to make? Is there the tweaking? And I haven't quite got the stand up. I think it's actually sunk on me a bit so that I didn't quite get the full spread in. Oh, I'm very reluctant to try messing around with this at the moment. Anyway, you can see the tweaking of the nest with that, there is another twig that's needing to be placed there. He's got it ready to place in the nest. So it is about tweaking the changes that, and I do feel it's between the home space and the workspace in this spread. Okay, so feel into that and what you're wanting to actually do, if anything. It's not saying you have to, it's just that there might be those moments in the day that pop in that that it's time to consider something that needs changing. Okay, here we have our young man as our role, bringing in some strength, some contemplation. He is contemplating something. And to me, being female, it's bringing in some of that masculine side of who I am, because we do have the masculine, feminine, as I've described before. Again, that balance. Maybe we're not being strong enough or standing up for ourselves enough. Bringing in, a little bit of that young male adventure factor. It could be that that's what we're needing to bring in, new ideas along that line, that's a little bit more on the to-do stuff rather than just the inner work and being in shadow work that seems to be more recognised for the feminine side. So what does it mean for you? You may have a young man in your life that's going to be a big influence through your day-to-day as well. And that's what you're needing to pay attention to, is that relationship. So you be guided by what is your own intuition around all these cards, remember. And especially when it comes, I like the mouse card. I really do like the mouse card. And when it comes to interpreting for yourself, they can be very direct or they can be a little more obscure as to the meaning, but you will eventually get the message. When you open up your intuitive senses, your guidance to receive the messages, right? You'll hear the right phrases at the right time that mean something to you through the whole of a reading, right? In this one, for me today, because I was sitting here doing a surprise curiosity card spread thing last night, and just on the finish of it, I heard the little crinkle, crinkle, crinkle again of what is definitely mice in my cupboard. So I do have to do something about the mice. This, for me, is outcome to do something about the mice. I don't know that we've got mice in plague proportions here, but I have seen where some others are expecting there to be large numbers this year. By nature, mice will come in during winter. It's warm, there's food lying around, what's in the fields is near non-existent, so they do come to hunt in houses, and we get mice inside. So as much as many people think they're yucky and all the rest, I mean, they do potentially carry disease and things like that. It's why we need to control them, get them out of the house. But they exist, they are here. They're not scary, they're just a little creature. We just need to calmly get what we like to use to control the mice or move them on, whether it's traps or whether it's some sort of a bait, poison, things like that. I don't like the idea of those myself, but at times you need to go to extreme measures, tweak what you're doing, and control what you're feeling is the best way to control them. If you're seeing them, you may not have mice in your house at all. You may just be seeing them out in the field, on the roads, etc., as they're running across roads, because they do. It's also about being aware of what is that behind the scenes, what's happening behind the scenes. Balance what you feel you need to be doing in that more inner natural, your work natural, and have the awareness of other things that are possibly going on behind the scenes, e.g. mice really gorging themselves on food left around. They're only using the resources that we allow, that are hanging around. Food scraps and stuff, or even our pantries that don't have food in containers, left in boxes, that type of thing, because they love chewing through boxes, etc. We all know how mice deal with raiding our food cupboards and our drawers, making nests, all sorts. So, they're at home anywhere that they can sneak into. We're changing around what we need to create that beauty, to get the messages we need to from what is, I just forgot to just change that round for the summary, for what we need to with those cards. I'm just going to add that and see if I can make it just a little bit bigger. Oh, it's not lined up anyway, so I won't. So that's it for today. Take your focus to which card it is that springs out at you as being what's important for you through your day-to-day, and you'll get what messages you need from it. Take note of the things that pop out at you as you're moving around and about your day in your home or in your workspace. Names of books, words that people might speak that you hear, that seems like they're speaking to you. Not in an eavesdropping way, just in that, oh, that could be for me. Oh, you've noticed it. It's that type of being aware. And I think that really is probably the message of the mice there for us as that outcome, as that overall base central message. So there we go. I think I got to Kirsten and good morning, Kat. I'll say good morning to you as I'm finishing off, because I do need to head off for volunteering. And put some steel and wool around pipes under the sink. That stops them getting, that's where they're getting in. I know for myself with the house that I have here, there's many holes that I haven't been able to block up because it's cords for this, that and the other. But look, it is about sussing out where the holes are that they're getting in, and steel wool does do it. Good morning to you too, Julia. I must say, good morning, Diane. I must say, though, that with the steel wool and stuff, I've got big rolls of it somewhere that I used to have in an older house that really did have lots and lots of access for mice. In every house that I've had, it's something that you need to deal with. So, look, it's even brand new. It doesn't really make much difference in it's just being aware. It's having the nose, because they do have an odor, and it's having the awareness with the sight and hearing, because that's how I knew to look in my cupboard. I thought, I can hear something. Yes, that's what it was. Open yourself to the awareness of what's going around you, what's from that inner you, the senses. Train them, keep practicing, because that's how it gets stronger for you. It's the more you use something, the stronger it gets. So tune in with your intuitive senses, turn on that psychic switch if you want to. Just because everyone's got the ability doesn't mean to say we use it, have to use it, or otherwise. It's what you're wanting to gain as your own inner knowing, as your knowing from the outside conscious as well. So just keep being the best you, and whatever way you want to grow and develop, put your energy and concentration on that. So have the energy flow the way you want it. So, oh, Sarah, did I miss your good morning? Look, there you go. Good morning, Sarah. Now I've done it. And here we go. Are we on tonight? At this point in time, all things being equal, yes. Leanne and I will be on, well, I'm assuming Leanne is able to join me. I haven't checked, but it is Friday's Intuitive Chat at 8:30 tonight on mytimetv.live and YouTube. And yeah, I think that's all I do it to. So you can share that out at any point. I think I've got an event set up for that in my time. Not sure, because the event you can share to your stories, to wherever you want to share it, through Messenger even, so to specific people. I'll double check that. Thank you for being here. Have a wonderful day. Be the best that you can be, and namaste. Till the next time. Bye for now.